Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the match preview. Everton versus Wolverhampton Wanderers at Goodison Park. On Saturday, joined by Steve in the studio.
Hello.
Difficult game. Always a difficult game against Wolves, isn't it?
No, it is. We haven't had a bit of a hit and miss record, haven't we, against them? Obviously, we had the
I think we won 2 and lost 3 if we since they
first
come
year
up.
they come up, they beat us. Obviously, then COVID, we beat them. Obviously, when we had that 2000 there. And obviously, the Richarlison, we beat them 3-2 with Richarlison, didn't we?
That was the year before, yeah.
Always tough games, always
Always.
only like one goal in it when we played them. And then obviously, Iwobi always gets his annual goal away at Wolves as well. But that's a tough game, and both teams are in pretty similar situations. Both lost the first 2 home games. Obviously, they had a really tough one away at Old Trafford first game, and obviously they had Brighton, another tough one actually at home. So it was a pretty dreadful defeat for them. Obviously, got Mathew Nunes sent off as well. So yeah, both teams both need a win really to get the season going, and obviously we're at home and we desperately need it at the moment, especially to pick the mood up a bit.
Yeah, it isn't the greatest feeling around Everton at the moment.
No.
Feels like the last couple of seasons have just rolled into one. And
Yeah.
the Fulham game, our last home game, we should have battered them. We had enough chances to win 3 Premier League games and missed gilt-edged opportunities, and
We did.
we ended up getting done up by a sucker punch, and then we went to Villa and we were awful.
Yeah.
We were awful, and we got exactly what we deserved. We got belted at Villa. And it's a case now of how can we fight back, how can we respond. And Wolves, like you said, they're very similar. They're very similar in terms of they don't score goals like us. They need strikers like us. They've had, obviously, a change of manager. Lopetegui, Lopetegui went out, and they've got Gary O'Neill in there. And it is, there's obviously losing Mathew Nunes, a big player. I know Gary O'Neill was very disappointed to lose him 2 yellow cards last week. Man City are trying to buy him as well, which shows you what a good player he is, so you'd be a big loss to Wolves. But from an Everton perspective, there is so much doom and gloom around the club at the moment, and obviously ourselves, we lost Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Alex Iwobi from last week. They're both missing for this one, so there's a lot of talk about the defence and whether there needs to be a change at centre-back alongside Tarkowski. So it hasn't been the easiest week as well. There's stuff gone on with MSP and new people now in talks with taking Everton over. So there is a lot of uncertainty, and what Sean Dyche really needs is a home win, doesn't he? He needs a win to get us up and running, but you've got to score a goal, which is something we haven't done yet.
I think the players got a responsibility on Saturday to come out and get at it straight away, to get the fans on side, because I think that's been the problem last few. The Fulham game was a bit of a weird atmosphere. I thought at Goodison it was very flat, and we need something to get us going on Saturday, even if it's an early tackle or it's an early, I don't know, something goes against us. We need to be on them, because, like I said, it's so important for Sean Dyche to get a win on Saturday, because the reality is Premier League football is ruthless. Ownerships are ruthless, and we know what our owner's been like over the last couple of years in regards to managers, and the pressure will intensify on Dyche if he doesn't get something on Saturday, because we were saying the other week that our home games, we've always relied on our home games because we've always been rubbish away anyway. So we need to start winning these home games, and we need to start on the front foot, and we need an early goal. We do need an early goal to calm the place down a bit as well, but also get the place going at the same time, because as we seen last season when we played Wolves, the game dragged on and dragged on and dragged on, and they sucker punched us at the end, and we can't have another situation like that, because it's just not what the fan base needs at the moment. We need a positive result, and I think if we can get a positive result Saturday, we can move on to, obviously, then we've got Sheffield United away in the league, and start looking forward rather than worrying, and then hopefully get a few more players in, and etc., and see what happens with all that type of stuff. But early goal needed, and I think just need to get the fans on side as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a weird, because it'll be tight. Listen, Everton haven't got enough goals in this side to be able to take a game away from anyone, really. So we're going to have to battle and scrap for everything we get. It looks like it's going to be Neil Maupay up front again at the weekend, and he cannot continue to miss gilt-edged opportunities like he did against Fulham. He missed a very presentable one at Villa last week. The game was 3-0 at the time, but he should be on his own at the back post. He should have scored. Can't keep passing up these opportunities. We need them to take the chances that we create. And obviously, we should have Dan Juma in from the start. He come on a Villa and look very lively. He should have had another week's training. So therefore, you'd expect him to come in the side. What do you expect with the other side, though? Because obviously, Alex Iwobi's gone out. For me, James Garner hasn't worked. It hasn't. Whatever Sean Dyche has tried, that experiment, it's not worked. And I'd rather see Lewis Dobbin start, to be honest, in a wide area than James Garner. Think maybe try James Garner in the centre of the midfield. The lad's come out again this week and gone, I'm a central midfield player. I'll do what the manager asks, but that's where I am. That's my position. Because I don't think Abdoulaye Doucouré's been in particularly good form the opening two games, and I just wonder if the manager might mix that up, or do you just expect them to bring Dan Juma in for Iwobi and James Garner, to be on the right again?
Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if he put Ashley Young left wing.
Yeah, that's another one I thought about that.
Back.
Yeah, Miko back in and Young higher up and
play Dan Juma
on the other side.
That's what I think he might go with.
Right.
Just, I don't know, I think Wolves have got some decent players in wide areas as well, obviously with Neto and is it Cunha, is he left wing? Or...
Well, he's Cunha's, we'll have a look at him. He seems to be everywhere.
So I think their wide areas are probably their most dangerous in their team. So you do wonder whether he might play Young and Michalenko as a bit of a more defensive. And the same on the other side and rely on the others in the middle to get forward. But to be honest with you could drop any of them from Sunday, couldn't you? Really, you could have took any of them out. Bar Dan Juma, like I said, who done really well. But I just think he might go for his experience and bring Young in and play Dan Juma up front, because I get the impression he brought Dan Juma on up front, didn't he, against Fulham.
He put him on up front on Sunday when Don went off. It's just that when
he could have easily put Maupay up there if he was going to. But
so do you actually think he won't start Maupay or start Dan Juma through the middle? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dan Juma through the middle.
And then Ashley Young and James Garner. And have so a bit of solidity either side.
I think that's what he'll go with.
What do you think there's a lot of talk obviously about Michael Keane as he started the season brilliantly. Well, him and Tarkowski, Everton have conceded 5 goals in 2 games, same as what Wolves have actually. Do you expect it to be a change at centre back, or can you see him just playing Keane and Tarkowski again?
No,
obviously Ben Godfrey and Jared Brantwaite.
I think Ben Godfrey will come in.
You think Godfrey will come in?
I think I listened to the press conference today, and he liked to bring Ben Godfrey up as well. I'm not saying that's why I think he's going to play. I think I've got a funny feeling with Brantwaite. I don't know. I just don't think Dyche maybe thinks he's ready to start yet. And I think he'll go with Ben Godfrey. He did against Sporting Lisbon, didn't he? In the friendly, and obviously brought Michael Keane on, which was weird as well. But I don't know. I've just got a funny feeling Ben Godfrey will start. I just think a bit of pace at the back. Obviously he's still got a lot to prove. Ben Godfrey defensively, aerial. They haven't really got much up front. Touch wood. To threaten us, obviously Fabio Silva played up front, I think, at the weekend.
And they've got Heath Chan Huang as well, who's obviously, well, he plays more wide, doesn't he? But he's a threat as well. But Fabio Silva played for 55 minutes, and then he brought Heath Chan Huang on for him.
I think they might want just that bit of pace for Godfrey. I think they might go with. But
well, their side from last week, Jose Sarr in goal. They had Semedo, Craig Dawson, Max Kilman, and Aït-Nouri, Pedro Neto on the right, João Gomez, Lemina, Mateus Nunes on the left, who's gone off, and Cunha behind Fabio Silva. So obviously, like we've just said, Nunes is out. So it'll be an interesting one to see they put on that left-hand side. Whether they bring Kalajic back in. He's fit again now, isn't he? And have Heath Chan Huang on the left. But from our perspective, we have to get at them, like you say. But one player we're gonna have to look out for is Cunha, who I thought was brilliant against United. It's lively against Brighton. Brighton were by far the better side. But let's have a look at his numbers so far this season. The 2 games he's played, as you can see from his heat map, he's everywhere. He's averaging 3 shots per game, got an XG of 1.02. Created one big chance, got 89% dribble accuracy, 83% passing accuracy. A very, very good player. Everton actually linked with him heavily. Wolves got him. He's not a great goal scorer, but he can put the ball in the net. But he is very creative, and he's someone who picks the ball up and travels with it really well. And Everton are going to have to be wary of that. And I think again, from our perspective, we've got to make sure that there's not big gaps between the defence and the midfield. Like at Villa at the weekend, the first goal, and we went through this on the final word, but the first goal, there was just a huge pocket. Our midfield forward here, the defence is here, and there's a big load of space which Musa Diaby dropped in and picked the ball up. They're the areas that Cunha likes to drop in and pick the ball up. And I think the manager's got to get his structure right. And either Garner or Onana, if they're the double six, one of them's got to sit in that pocket and make sure there isn't any space for him to go into.
No, I agree. It's got to be, because, like I said, he is very direct. Cunha, what's going to Man United, he was excellent. Probably the best player on the pitch against United.
He was, yeah.
Caused United all sorts of problems as well. Could have had a couple of goals himself, and that's the reason why I think he might play Ben Godfrey as well, because of the pace as well. I think he's quick, he's direct, and we're going to have to be mindful of him, because he is probably their only. Neto has his moments, but I think Wolves player wise, he's the most dangerous, and I think their point of view, they'll probably try and get us on the break, I imagine, because we'll probably have majority, well, you'd hope we'd have the majority of the balls in the box and the chances, but I think it's a 1-goal game, honestly, either way. Hopefully it's Everton's way on Saturday, but I think it's 1 goal either way. I think wins it. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. They've got 2 physical centre-backs in Dawson and Kilman.
They have, yeah.
We're probably not going to get much in the air against them at the weekend, I imagine. So it'll be pointless playing Neil Maupay, not to sound disrespectful to the lad, but he's going to get nothing from them. Where I think Danjuma's movements a lot more. You can see his movements at the weekend.
Yeah.
He's dragging Villa.
And he's a bit tired.
I think if he had more around him at the weekend, Danjuma, we would have had some, but he had players like jogging and not really getting in the box and pushing, like getting in there, where that's what Decore's got to start doing at the weekend. If Danjuma does come out, Decore and Onana need to make sure they're in the box to get on the end of them balls, because we've said it for years now about players not getting enough goals from midfield. Like Decore did towards the end of last season, but Onana I think only finished on 1 last season. We need to start getting more goals himself, and that's how we're going to have to. That's how we'll have any chance of winning the game, by getting bodies in the box.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be another tough game for Everton, and both teams are similar. Both Wolves have scored 1 and left 5, and Everton have scored none and left 5, and so neither defence is great at the moment. But
classic.
The forward, well, it's a classic recipe to be in a relegation battle, isn't it? Which I'm sure both teams will be doing everything they can to avoid. But right now, with the goal scoring, lack of goal scoring, you'd put both of these teams in the mix to be in the relegation battle.
Both teams are a bit fragile, aren't they? They've both been battered at the weekend.
So let's hope we can take advantage, and Wolves can pick up after that. We need the victory. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Is it a tight game? Can you see which way do you see it going? Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't seen the channel, and if you want to become a Toffee TV Premium member, the link is in the description and the QR code's on the screen now. Thanks for watching. See you later.